So please go through what has happened in the Zen world for us, and what about DBXen and what about Xlon, and we'll probably give Matt's and also DBXen team to share their projects to our community as well. But please, Zenzu, give us a view, talk us through of what had happened over the past few months, or just probably past few weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to have the Chinese community involved in Zen already from the beginning. You guys have been doing an amazing job with Zen Turbo and um, all your other features that you're constantly coming up with. Now, I'm going to try to keep this short because you're going to translate everything. But I do want to mention, because there's always new people, and I always want to bring back everyone back to the roots of what is Zen. Zen is a protocol which is based on principles and self-custody, peer-to-peer value exchange, no counterparty risk, decentralization, transparency, and censorship resistance. And we spend a huge amount of effort into both converting these principles into code with as little code as possible, into a code that's immutable, with no admin keys, audited, open source, and it's really a trustless protocol. And one of the key reasons why we've been able to grow so fast, so quick, is part from the reason that it's based on the principles, but also from the fact that we removed ourselves from the protocol, and that really makes it live up to the features of being completely trustless. And these principles, together with that fact, has resonated with a lot of people who have then used Zen as their core building block in order to build fantastic protocols. And we're seeing this now really come into effect. We proved this with NFTs, and now we are further proving this as an ecosystem with protocols such as DBXen. We have Phoenix coming out, but out of nowhere, we also have this Xlon, the Xlon team, just realizing that, wait a minute, this is something we can build on. And what we're seeing with that is really the formation of a so-called hyperstructure, where you have complementary protocols that are enhancing each other and building extraordinary game theory that we've never seen before in crypto, in my opinion. So we're incredibly excited about the developments going on, and with this activity, we can see the proof of concepts that we've been talking about in effect. But we can also really see an engaging community, and the hard work that we've done are really starting to yield. And with that brings a lot of positivity and encouragement for further building and contribution to the system.
Okay, cool. Let me translate a little bit.
Maybe I will try to keep it order.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think the Chinese community, most of us are already very familiar with Zen already. I think what they're lacking, not lacking, but like they're, because everything is happening so fast, so they probably have lost track of what had happened with DBXen and Xlon and all that. So if you can just touch more on that, and I could start translating from there. What do you say? So Zenzu, could you please touch a little bit on DBXen, since I think I've already invited them, but they're not here yet. So if you could just help us just go through of what DBXen actually, how do they burn Zen in a way?
Absolutely. I think Raswan is in the crowd, so you can also let him up. But I'm very happy to explain from our perspective. So native to the Zen protocol, there's a burn function, right? And DBXen has utilized this to use Zen as their currency in order to participate in their protocol. So What DBXen is, it's an ERC20 token. They deployed this on the 10 different chains that Zen is also deployed on. So they used Zen's horizontal scaling in order for them to adopt their protocol in an exemplary way. Now, DBXen is an example of how you can convert your economic energy with Zen, which is highly inflationary at the moment, to something that is more scarce. So the tokenomics of DBXen is something you have to understand. This is a limited supply token. The supply is limited to 5.01 million DXen, which is the currency of DBXen. The protocol lives up to first principles 100%, but you need this Zen in order to participate in daily auctions. So the participants who are burning the most amount of Zen will get the most amount of DXen distributed. So out of this 5.01 million tokens, around 10,000 is being portioned out to the winners of the daily auctions. Now, it started with 10,000 and it's declining by 0.2% every day, and it has a yearly halving. So that means, in effect, that after 1 year, half of the whole supply has been distributed through the auctions. After 2 years, 75% of the supply has been distributed through auctions, and so on, until the supply finish with the distribution, and that will take 62 years actually. So what's interesting with the DBXen concept is that in order to participate, you also have to pay a protocol fee, and this protocol fee is something you don't pay to the DBXen team. You're paying it to the protocol, and it then flushes out to the stakers of the DXen holders. So in context, you are participating in daily auctions, burning Zen in order to compete in these auctions. The highest bidders, so to speak, the highest participations will get the highest allocation of the daily pot, so to speak, of DXen, and then that DXen is automatically staked, and the protocol fee that the Xenians participating in this auction is then reflected out to the stakers. So it's a very simple concept, which is important. But it works very well, and we've seen the interest for this protocol has been absolutely staggering. It's been very fun to watch.
So
Chinese is so cool. I love this language. I learned some Chinese as a kid. My grandma grew up in China, and she
really?
lived there until she was 5 years old. Yeah. She taught me how to count in 10 in Chinese. Zanzi Olo Shiba Gyozer. I don't know if I pronounced it right though.
It's good enough for a foreigner. I mean, for a Westerner, it's good enough.
Awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Do you have more to touch on DBXen?
Oh yeah, I mean we could talk about it for so much. It really is something which is a fractal, and you can go in each direction however deep you want. But the most important part of the DBXen is to prove the concept of Zen, to prove that it's a building block that you can build stuff on, to prove that you can get an amazing participation of thousands of people in a completely decentralized network where you have two protocols interacting with each other, with both having fair launches and living up to first principles right away in every sense. And so far and so forth, and then we can see amazing results if we focus on having a solid foundation and doing everything correctly with the protocols. We can really make protocols on steroids, and then we haven't even talked about Xlon, which is the third part of the hyperstructure. But I think it would be great for the community maybe to bring up Razvan. He has been leading. He's the founder of DBXen, and I'm sure he has a lot to talk about.
Yes. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a request.
And
Okay.
tell them that he's
Yes.
from Transylvania. This is straight from Transylvania, so he's a real vampire.
Vampire. He is connecting. I'm sorry, I didn't see the other phone that he has already requested. Let's wait for Razvan. Is he coming? I think he's
I can
connecting.
see him in
Yeah.
the he's lurking in the shadows as a vampire.
Oh.
I don't. Maybe you can, Razvan. Maybe you can ask to speak. But yeah,
He.
until he does, I'm happy to
Yeah.
talk.
I don't see him here evermore. He was here connecting, but I think we lost him. Hopefully he's reconnecting. Oh, here.
Yeah, that I saw that there was a sale on vampire suits today, so he might prioritize other stuff.
Oh.
He's there. He's there in the
Hi.
crowd.
Hi, Rafa.
Hi,
There we go.
finally. Yeah.
Hi. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't see my other phone that you have requested all this long. And I do have some other question for you. Well, I have a lot of question for you, but first of all, thank you for coming.
good to be here.
How's
And
your day? What time is over at your place right now?
it's 6:20 p.m. So end of the day for us, almost.
Okay, cool. So it's not super
No,
early.
no, no.
No, good. Okay, cool. So first of all, Raswan, as I've been browsing through your website, I see a very decent Chinese translation on your page. Do you have any like Chinese member working on your team? That's amazing.
Actually, it was a member of the community, Xen Meta,
Oh,
who approached us even before when we just launched the idea of DBXen. So it was not yet launched on Polygon. And he approached us and he offered to do the translate for us. And he actually also has a Telegram group for the Chinese community.
oh, that's cool. I really like your layouts of your website.
Thank you.
So cool. So cool to look at. And also, the other day I've been listening to Jack's AMA about the Moon Party review, and I heard that it's long. By the way, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think I didn't listen through the whole thing, but I heard that you built DBZen without the Jack Levin's team's help. How did you do that? How did you come up with DBZen, and where did the idea come from?
Yes, indeed. So we only got to know each other after we've launched, and it's a very good example of what Zensu was actually mentioning. Basically, we got involved because of the first crypto principles. We were actually working on another project called D-Box. We were big fans of fair launches and no pre-mines and no dev fees and no private allocation and so on and so forth. And when we've seen that Xen is actually doing something in this area, we just went for it. And we started first as normal users. We started minting. We looked at the community. We've entered into the Twitter spaces. We've read everything that was written about Xen, and I don't know. I think it was just a normal continuation of our research, and we said, okay, let's help this community because we can actually use the distribution mechanism that we were thinking for dbox in Xen, and this is how dbxen appeared.
Okay, so thank you, Raswan, for coming. And next, I want to give the space to Zhenlong. Hello, Matt.
Ni hao, everybody.
Ni
Nice
hao,
to
ni
be
hao.
here.
Thank you for coming once again. And also from the recent tweets and also the Moon Party review, I've learned a little, not as much because everything has changed so rapidly about Xlon. So could you please walk us through of what you've been doing and what is Xlon about and what can we do to have Xlon basically?
Yeah, it's like a lot of people are asking, a lot of new members joining the Telegram and asking the same. So it's like it's a very exclusive underground community, a very secret
Yeah.
club to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of. So yeah, Xenlon has it's been about 7 days now since Genesis. So we officially hit the first week since Genesis. So congratulations to everyone in the community. It's a nice little milestone. Um, and we started, yeah, 7 days ago, and since then, we burnt about 26,000, over 26,000 DXen in only 7 days, which at the all-time high prices, there's a little bit of a dip now, but that was over $2 million burned in only the first week, which is incredible. Incredible win for the community. And the way it works is Xenlon is just a meme coin, just like Doge, Shiba Inu, except it's a fair launch meme coin. It's the very first fair launch meme coin ever launched on Ethereum, where we actually posted a top 100 holders chart of fair launch versus pre-mine. So we compared the Xenlon Mars top 100 token holders, and we were comparing it with Dogelon, with Doge, with Shiba Inu, and with these other coins. There's a massive founder and dev team allocation where 50% of the supply is already owned, and the founders or devs can dump on the community, causing the price. You know, they basically control the entire ecosystem, and they have incentives themselves financially to promote it. With Zenlon, it was 100% fair launch, so it's 100% incentivized the community to go and figure out how it works and then promote it and share it, to grow the community that way, because you can just go in and buy some Zenlon and you can become a whale yourself. It's not like you're creating founders or the dev team for them to become whales in this kind of project. So that's essentially Zenlon. To get Zenlon in the start, you had to burn one DZen would get you 100 million Xlon tokens. But now there's, of course, been a ton of Zenlon minted, so you would have to mint it. Now you can also get it on Uniswap just by buying it. But essentially, you can mint DZen, so you're getting rid of the DXen token off of the supply forever. You're burning it, and to get Xlon token. And yeah, like I said, there's been over 26,000 DXN token burnt, and now in the first 7 days, and we can't even imagine what that number will be in the next year from now. And yeah, we're capped at 501 trillion, just like DXN is capped at 5.01 million, and so we have that ratio of 1 to 100 million with the tokens. And yeah, everything is growing very fast. We're very grateful. Nearly 2,000 members in Telegram as well in only 7 days, and the memes are very fun on Twitter as well. So I hope everyone has their spacesuits ready. If you haven't gotten shopping yet, go shopping for your spacesuit. Make sure it fits right, because we're going to Mars.
Nice. And also, I just have a really quick question. How did you come up with the name?
It's yeah, we took it originated from the Zen community, so we wanted Zen to be a part of the name. And we did a similar thing like Dogelon Mars, which was a successful launch as well. We wanted to get a little bit of the Elon and the Mars aspects to it as well. So yeah, kind of came together. We saw the branding was available, so we created it around that.
Zalon, do you have any other things that you want to update to the community?
I just want to make sure the spacesuits fit right and everyone's ready.
Cool. Okay.
I can just mention a few words of how these three things now stick together, if you like.
Yeah.
So all of these three protocols, they're on the market and they have liquidity, and that's very impressive in itself, that they managed to attract liquidity, and you can buy these from the market. But what we urge the community to do is really participate in the sort of proper way. So you mint Zen, you delay your gratification, and the more you delay, the more Zen you get, of course. You have Zen, you then burn that for DXen in the auctions. Now, one thing we haven't mentioned with DXen, which is really really something that makes it very interesting, is the fact that as a participant in the auctions, you pay a protocol fee, and this protocol fee is then reflected to the stakers. But it's interesting that the yield that you get as a staker is paid in the native gas token that you are participating with. So that is something that makes the DXen concept very interesting. Now, if you then have DXen, you have the option to also burn it for Xlon. And Xlon is a very simple project. Its intention is to be a meme token. But what's interesting with Xlon is the fact that, and you should see the pie charts of the distribution of Xlon initially. It's quite remarkable, because it's, as Matt points out here, it's a fair launch meme token, and we haven't seen this before. And if you compare the distribution of the token with Shiba, which has 1.3 million holders, or Doge, or anything like that, you can really see the value of having a meme token that's fairly distributed. So these three concepts are really bound together and amplifying each other, and they're all first principles. And one more thing to mention with that is, there's of course a strong interconnectedness between DXen and Xlon right now, of course, and you see this in the price chart, that the DXen price follows the Xlon price follows the DXen price charts very closely. However, what's interesting to speculate on, if you like, is the fact that the Xlon story in itself, as a fairly distributed meme token, that story might be so strong, so that could drive the users to Xlon primarily, which then would drive the demand up for DXen in turn, which of course would drive the demand for Zen in this third step, so to speak. So it's really interesting to follow these three different protocols and the dynamic between them, the interconnectedness and the amplification.
Yes, and to touch up on that, because everything, the interconnectedness of this triangle, so to speak, is from Zen to DXN and to Xlon, and we see the community is thriving. So as CryptoCell Labs, we, as a helpful tool, we do want to help for users to encourage them to start minting more Zen, so that they can burn Zen to get DXN and then eventually Xlon. So we also have launched an airdrop event just 2 hours ago. So everyone, if you guys are interested in minting more Zen, please feel free to check out our Twitter. Okay, thank you. Do you have any other things that you want to touch up on?
Yeah, we could talk about forever about all these protocols, but I'm happy to take any kind of questions you guys have, and I'm sure Razwan and Matt also is ready. Joseph is here too. So yeah, one important thing to mention is that I mean, you guys, we have huge respect for the CryptoCell team. You guys have participated in this community from the very start, and we are all looking at ZenTurbo.io every day and following the stats. I want to reach out from behalf of the whole community and Thank you very much, CryptoCell, for all the valuable data you have provided to us, helping us to see the metrics, to see the transactions, and being able to interpret everything that goes on, because it's really crucial in order to follow this whole mess that we've created, and to be able to extract that data in a way that allows every user in order to decide for themselves how they're going to participate optimally. We also have Zen.pub made by Joseph, which has been really amazing and crucial in order to participate in the DBXen auctions. So I wanna mention that as well. And Joseph is here. Maybe he wants to say a few words.
Yes, please.
Oh, hello, and ni hao, Chinese community. Hope
Hello,
I pronounced that well.
Hi.
So
Awesome.
yeah, hi. Yeah. So yes, thank you, Zensu, for an introduction. Yes, I'm the person behind the Zen.pub website, and same as Zen Turbo IO website, which is absolutely amazing and really paved the way into Zen ecosystem for everyone. I also provide similar, easy to read statistics for Zen NFTs, but now also for DBXen and Xlon, and for their respective blockchain ecosystems, right? So whether you are somebody who's coming into Zen as a somebody who's been in crypto for a long time, or you're just someone who is starting out and you learn about Zen 1 week ago, these dashboards and charts should be able to give you a little more help and make you more informed, and perhaps as you're diving deeper into this ecosystem, it also helps you to make more informed decisions. And on the website, we also I also post the blog, but we also have some other tools, like a variety of different things, such as we have a Zen calculator there. Recently, we have released ZenFT Rarity Checker. It's a finder of the best blocks, Fibonacci and prime numbers combinations that allow you to grab like the most rare NFTs. We also have a mirror map of the entire Zen ecosystem that you can literally in a one graphical visual form see what the Zen ecosystem looks like. So having these stats for Zen, ZenFTs, DBXen, now also for Xlon, could be beneficial to everyone who is coming into the system. Like you get a little more visibility, you can make more informed decisions, you can decide if you want to get involved or not. And so far, from the feedback that I get over Twitter and on other chatting systems, it's really positive. Like Zen.pub is getting thousands of daily users. They and they tell me that they don't have to rely on their own knowledge and intuitions anymore, because the numbers that we provide and stats that they can see in a visual form, are driving more optimal investment outcomes for them, which is absolutely fantastic, because that was exactly the goal that I had. So you can follow, like recently, and more specifically on the DBXen, which seem to be the most popular part of the website at the moment. You can see how the mining progress is happening. You see how many days you have until the next last reward. So there is a progress in percent. You see how much Zen was burned, not only total but also daily. You see how much Ethereum was accrued. So for people who understand how DBXen works, these are important information. So you see the dollar flow in the system, and this can help you create the best strategy for your own involvement. There is no financial You can have people telling you and giving you financial advice, but there is nothing better than fact. Like if you see a factual information, you can make your own decision, and you don't have to have anyone to convince you. You can simply look at it and you decide, what do you want to do? Am I getting out? Do I want to get involved? Do I want to mine DBXen? Do I want to stake it? Do I want to buy it, or do I want to hold it? Like you have all these options, and these stats give you the probably the best way to strategize. So I don't want to go into too much detail. I'm willing to answer any questions you have. So this is basically my introduction into what the Zen.pub does. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the very detailed introduction of Sunpub. I believe it's a very useful and helpful tool to monitor people's DXN and also all kinds of data that they want to see from Sunpub. And for the time, it's almost 1 hour, and we have 15 minutes left, and I have invited two special guests that they have collected some questions from the Chinese community that they want to ask Zen team, DBXen, and Xlon. So I'll ask Tang Zong to ask some of the question, and then Tiger. Tang Zong.
喂，听得到吗？
Yes， 你问吧，你问第一个问题吧。
好的，大家好，我今天有3个问题要问，就是第一个问题就是说，现在大家最关心的一个就是现在 DBXen 燃烧这个 XEN 的力度很大，那后续有一系列的这个燃烧的产品即将上线，那么我们是不是这个币价就是不可能再回到6个0的时代了呢？就是说，因为我最近看到那个杰克发的这个推特都是比较兴奋的嘛，因为这个 DBXen 横空出世了以后，它对这个 XEN 的燃烧起到很大的作用，所以我想问一下，是不是大家都是乐观的，就是不可能再回到6个0的时代了？啊，这是我的第一个问题。对。
Okay. So Tang has approximately 3 questions. So the first question is, so with the significant burning of Zen through DBXen and a series of upcoming burning products, is it possible or impossible for the token price, for the Zen price, to drop back down to the 6.0 era? So if Zenzu or Xlon or Razvan, any of you guys want to touch on this question, feel free.
Yeah, I can just say that price, from my perspective, is completely irrelevant. And this is an attitude we've had from the very beginning, because what we are focusing on are users. And so far, that focus has worked for us very well. If we focus on getting more users onto the platform, price is an effect that ultimately will come as a result of high participation. Remember that we didn't source any capital from venture capitalists. We don't have a treasury to artificially pump these tokens. All you're seeing right now is real buying pressure from the market. It's really a unique situation, and I think you would have to really look hard in order to find other marketplaces where this transparency, where this organic natural occurrences of decentralized participants are occurring. So we had this meme going around for a long time, before we could start seeing the results and the fruits of our labors, that Zen was a down forever token. And it has been a long journey in order to prove our point, but I think more and more people are getting convinced that it actually might work. There's actually no real reason why it wouldn't work. So anything could happen with price to the upside or downside from here. So I urge everyone not to feel FOMO or ape in and be responsible with their capital. But I think all we have to do as an ecosystem is continue on this journey and build. And if we collectively have that focus and building strong foundations in our protocols, then yeah, the price could be a very nice effect further along. That's all I have to say on that.
So Zhenzu Tang is very satisfied with the first answer, and here comes the second. So currently, the advantages of DBXen are evident, as it has cultivated customer usage and loyalty. As other burning products are set to launch, will they compete with DBXen on the same level? And why would customers choose to use other products when DBXen already has an established advantage? Is there a real need for other burning products?
Of course, 100 million thousand percent. Don't forget that there's a real need there's a real need and demand for a full ecosystem of first principles protocols. So what you are seeing now is only the beginning. If you think of Zen as a closed loop with a limited amount of capital, then you might think that protocols do compete with each other. But in fact, we went from a blank. Jack had a brilliant idea. There was a blank paper about like 9 months ago to now over 350 million initiated mints. We've had over 1 million visitors to Zen.network. And the power that's unleashed in these principles are far stronger than any of us can imagine. So together we get stronger and stronger and growing faster than any other community has ever seen. So I see room for hundreds of protocols in the ecosystem because more capital will be attracted to participate in what we collectively are building and having to offer. Now, just look at the stats for DBXen. I mean, in only 19 days on Ethereum, 4.6 million US dollars have been burnt in order to participate in these auctions. And the protocol has collected $2.3 million that's been distributed to the stakers. So the last point I want to make, I'm sorry for giving you so long answers here,
it's
but
okay.
What we have with Zen, the way to look at it, it's peer-to-peer cash, and it's made to scale. So what we are doing and why we are supporting all of these protocols building on top of Zen is because we want a marketplace where an individual is able to convert their economic energy from something which has some characteristics to something else that has other characteristics. And DBXen is something that we are very proud of the DBXen team and how they have performed and what they offer this community. But we also see a lot of room for a variety of an abundance of many different options to participate in the ecosystem. Now, yeah.
It's okay. Keep going.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No. So the interesting thing, though, if I can make one more point of this, is that I think DBXen has done a phenomenal job in doing everything by the book, as I would say. So if you are creating something that would compete with that, it would have to be better. And this is something that I think is going to attract the sharpest minds, because you really have to be creative and you really have to produce something that is so good in order to compete with that. Now we have Phoenix coming out very soon, and that's a very different protocol that gives that has a completely different game theory, and where I think the comparisons of these two protocols can be done endlessly, but the mindset of a participant in Phoenix is completely different from the one of DBXen, for instance. And so I think we only scratched the surface of what's possible in order to utilize Zen for. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, so the question number 3 is open to Zen, Zenzu, or Ravzan. Sorry, Razvan, and maybe Metz. So the question is, what are your thoughts on Zenlong, and what is its position within the community? Is there a suspicion of a nested relationship between Zen, DXen, and Zenlong?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and say it from our perspective. The relationship is very good. We have the best leader I followed in my entire life, which is Jack Levin, and we're very fortunate to have him. But Zen is really a permissionless anarchistic democracy, which really means that anyone, anywhere, anytime can participate, can build, and can contribute. We didn't know the DBXen team before they actually launched on a couple of chains already, and that's when they started to get our attention, because we could see the effect they had on the community and the positive effect they had on the community. And when we dig down deep further, we saw that, wait a minute, they actually follow all the principles and they're kicking ass. You don't have to translate that. The Zenlon team. We didn't know them a week ago, but we really loved the simplicity, and we sort of found each other, and we were interested in the in the simplicity they had in the protocol and how it would fit all together. And since then, we're talking to them daily now, and we're getting along fine. I think this is a good example. There's less politics. There, like when you meet each other, not based on politics or capital, you meet based on principles. Results matter, and that's a very unique situation as well. We choose to participate, no matter who we are on the world. There's been a lot of the last couple of years, as all of you know very well. There's been a lot of separation between people, but I think what Zen does is not so much focus on what separates us, but more what unites us. And with Zen, we all love it so much because we agree with the base values. And that is what brings us together in very funny, interesting, fantastic ways. And that also makes it very easy to work together, because as long as you're following the first principles, it's very easy to participate. There's not so many questions. I don't know, Razvan, what what would you say?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I just remembered when we started working, actually, I was kicked out from a Discord channel belonging to the Xen community because I didn't know exactly how to approach this. I didn't know that should I ask your permission first before starting investing a lot of time and effort in creating an app. We had a couple of questions, and basically, I was kicked out because I was considered a shiller because I was trying to say, look, guys, we have DBox, and I think this protocol is actually useful for Xen. And yes, like you said, basically at the end we've understood that we don't need to actually ask the permission. It's a permissionless community, and we just need to start working. And if our project will be valuable enough, then people will start using it, and in the end, the developers will come together. And I remember that the first guy that we've discussed from the Xen community was this nice Chinese guy, Xen Meta, who actually saw the light paper and said, "Yeah, it totally makes sense. I will help you starting a Chinese community for DBXen." And slowly we got to know Zensu, and then Jack, and then actually first Joseph, because Joseph was the first developer that offer to help with Intel inside, in terms of the data that is collected from the blockchain. So yeah, you are totally right, Zensu. It's zero politics.
Yeah, sorry for getting you kicked out there. I don't know what happened.
No worries, no worries.
You got
I
kicked
actually
out.
deserved it.
You got kicked out from the at the very beginning, Rosman.
Yes, because I was considered the Schiller because I kept posting the D-Box light paper and the D-Box link to the app, and at some point I was just kicked out because it was like no one knew what I'm trying to say there.
Wow, that's a very funny relationship that you guys have right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of what CryptoCell, what you guys did as well. You didn't ask us permission. You just built this awesome, like we couldn't have done a better job. Zen Turbo. It's just like fantastic, that UI that you guys made. You didn't ask us permission. You just built it and showed it.
Speaking of that, yes, it's really a permissionless community. Okay. So what Tiger has shared is that actually other from having AMAs on Twitter Space, we as a Chinese community, we also have had several internal meetings, so-called internal meetings within our community. And basically what Tiger has endorsed is the fair launch and the uniqueness of Zen in the crypto industry is remarkable. And also he thinks, and also the Chinese community agrees on, is that DBXen as well as Xlon are meant to be because of the the price and also the inflation. So when DBXen and Xlon, when they launch, we think it's meant to be. And also Tiger has said that Zen is in itself a very low barrier entrance projects for crypto newbies to start experiencing crypto. So that's a very well entrance level for everyone in the world, because what Jack has mentioned in, I think, some of his previous AMA is that 95% of the people in the world has not yet experienced crypto and has not yet known what is a wallet and or a crypto or a token and whatsoever. And also he thinks that DBXen and Xlon is a closed loop of what Zen has and has been building. So these two projects, as well as Zen, is a very solid triangle. And honestly, no one can predict of what will become for the Zen community and also for the Zen project. And in the long term, the Chinese community think that Zen is healthy and is a very sustainable project. Tiger, do you have any other questions that you want to ask? 你想问问题吗？
对，那我想问的第一个问题是那个关于 DBXen， 它因为现在在燃烧的是 XEN 嘛，那它有没有计划去燃烧一下这个 XEN NFT 呢？因为 XEN NFT 是 XEN 的未来的期货嘛，那如果都能烧掉的话，是不是会更刺激一点？
好。So question, does DBXen have any plans to burn ZenFT and eliminate all future Zen tokens, so to speak? Rasman, do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, DBXen will not burn Xen NFTs. It cannot be done because the contract is immutable and it's already launched and audited by CertiK and everything. In regards to the Xen NFTs, most probably Moon Party will be the project to burn the Xen NFTs. And on our end, with the help of Zentu and Jack, we are preparing also the gasless transactions. This is on the very short roadmap, and for the mid and long term roadmap, the people that I've discussed already know that I don't like to make promises that we are not sure that we will keep. So for now, the short answer is no. With DBXen, there will be no Xen NFTs burned.
OK， 所以他的回答是没有，因为他就没有燃烧 ZenNFT 这个想法，因为他现在这个合约已经写死了，所以无法实现。而且他的这个他长远的计划呢，他现在也说不清楚，因为他不想说，但是自己做不到，所以就是答案就是没有这样子。
哦 ，OK， 那
we are planning to potentially incorporate when it comes to the layer 1 X1 that we are putting a lot of focus in engineering right now when it comes to both the technology side but also the tokenomics side. Now, the distribution of these limited supply native gas tokens on X1 is something that we are very interested in, and that could be done in a very funny way. We could have, for instance, monthly moon parties. Every month at full moon, you dress up as a vampire and you burn Zen in order to participate in auctions for the distribution of these XN tokens. Now, in that process, we're also playing with the idea of you potentially being able to also burn future Zen to compete somehow. There's many different ways we can do this, and we're exploring many of them. But you would basically burn the accumulated value of that NFT in that process. So we're looking into models with a burn of NFT.
Okay, so this question is for DBXen. Tiger's question is, what is the source of profit for the DBXen team? So how do you guys actually do for, make profits?
Absolutely nothing. So this was our contribution to the Xen community. Basically, let's say indirectly, we got noticed, and we are running a service company. We are around 50 people here. We are working with companies like Animoca brands. And basically, this was kind of a side project of the company, and it actually became one of the most successful projects of the company. And this is the whole story. In terms of the people, yeah, we are basically participants as investors in the entire Xen ecosystem. So we are minting, we are burning, we are trading.
Okay. This question I think is for Zenzu. So can the relationship between Zen and DXen be understood as that of soil and a mature tree? For example, Zen's fair launch serves as the foundation or soil from which high quality projects such as DXen can grow and thrive. So will there still upcoming projects be like DBXen, and also what would be your expectations for the future projects that is building off from Zen?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a very fundamental piece to understand in this ecosystem. It's that Zen is the core building block, and from that core building block, you can build amazing stuff. You have to realize that the Zen ecosystem is really a dream for a builder, in the sense that as a builder of anything, you want to build awesome stuff and you want people to use it. And the fact that you as a builder can use Zen as a building block leaves out a lot of the uncertainties, which I like to call unnecessary, in order to build something. It's really a trustless protocol to participate with, and that leaves out many of the questions that you might have as a builder for how you can create something that's going to scale, and we're seeing this now. I think the fact that Zen protocol is completely first principles and the fact that you as a builder easily can use that, and we have this amazing community that's far and wide, that's educated, and that's that has an adoption of already 10 different chains with users on all these 10 different chains. That makes builders such as DBXen being able to really scale very fast. So ultimately, what everyone has to realize is that the normal way is that you have an idea, you present this idea and get funding for this idea, and this is a process that takes a lot of time and effort. And you usually get this the best way from venture capitalists. You then source that funds and you start building, and you're building your teams, and you're building, and that also takes some time. And once you build something, you take a big part of those funds that you sourced from the VCs with the trade-off of pre-mined tokens to them, of course. You then take that capital and then go out and use that capital for marketing and for listing on centralized exchanges. Now, if you ever launched a crypto project, you know that you might have something amazing, but getting listed on these centralized exchanges, it's something that's almost a necessary evil for many crypto projects because they need users to their platform. Now, as a builder in the Zen ecosystem, you can just right away start building. And if it's good enough, which it has to be, you have the users right away on 10 different chains. And as we've seen with DBXen now, like if you connect those dots, you can have amazing results for your protocol. And to circle back to what the question that Razvan get, I think that if we can sidestep a little bit on if we can make protocols that follow these first principles to 100%, I think that the fruits of that labor that we are all doing now, I have huge amount of respect for the many builders who are sacrificing themselves with time and capital in order to make this vision come true. Then I think what we are collectively building is something that it's going to create potentially, as they say, generational wealth for all of us participating in the system. And what drives us as a team is we are capitalists. We want to make money. Don't mistake that. But we are so much more driven of ideology and curiosity of how far we can take this as a community together. So definitely. Zen is the core building block, and from that you can build fantastic stuff.
OK, Tiger 没有问题了是吧？
没有了，谢谢。
OK， 好。Thank you, guys. Thank you, Zhenzu. And that's all for today's AMA. And thank you for everyone to come and participate. Thank you, Razvan, for dropping by and for your amazing sharings. And also, Joseph, thank you for your tool that you've built. And get well soon, Jack. And thank you, Zhenzu, for jumping in. And yeah, so for our Zen Miner, we have just launched our airdrop events. We have 6,000 U for use in store. And also we have BTC rewards, USDT rewards, and just some kind of mystery rewards. And yeah, so come and participate and start using Zen Turbo Miner to mint Zen, and then you can start from there to burn Zen with DBXen protocol and then get Xlon. That's a very solid triangle right there. Thank you guys for coming.
What do you mean with the 6,000 U? Could you clarify
6,000 USDT.
Okay, so if you burn for 6,000 USDT, you get airdrops from you guys.
No. It's basically we don't really have the prerequisites for disclose, and it's just the more you mint with Zen Turbo Miner, the higher the chance to get airdrop. so we encourage users to mint with Zen Turbo Miner.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great. Guys, thank you so much. We love CryptoCell. We love everything you've been giving to this community. Thank you so much for all that creativity that you've been giving to us and all the tools that you're making. You're absolutely killing it. We're proud to have you on this journey with us. So big shout out to the whole CryptoCell team and the Chinese community. We love to have you on this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Zhenzu, and good night from Hong Kong and good morning over to the West. Thank you. I'll see you.
How do you say ni hao in good night?
Ni hao is basically just ni hao. Good night. Well, I mean, ni hao is hello, and good night is wan an.
What an?
Wan an.
Wan an. Okay.
Yes.
Wan an Hong Kong.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. Good night. 晚安。
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Good night.